Welcome to Small Practice Support information session number 61. In this recording, Claire O'Mahony talks to Justin Purcell about the Law Society Diploma Centre.
So you're very welcome to the Small Practice information session. I think it's 61. And I'm here with Claire O'Mahony, who's recently appointed head of the Diploma Centre. So congratulations, Claire.
Thanks.
And I know you're going to give us a really great presentation today. So if anybody has any questions, we'll take them on the chat. But over to you, Claire. I suppose I'll just give you a little bit of an introduction. So obviously you're recently appointed to the Diploma Centre. You're a solicitor who's worked both in private and in-house, and you were previously a diplomat, and you worked with the European Commission. And I think you also worked with the Central Bank as well. You've been with the Law Society as a lecturer, course executive, and you're now head of the Diploma Centre at the Law Society. And you have overall management of the Diploma Centre, and you're responsible for planning courses, portfolios for each term, as well as research, designing and implementing for new areas of study. So I think we're definitely with the person who knows all of the answers and all of the issues with regards to the Diploma Centre. So you're very welcome. So over to you, Claire.
Great. Thank you, Justin. Thanks for inviting me today to speak about the Diploma Centre, and thanks everyone for joining me. I think everyone is aware of the Diploma Centre. It has very good awareness within the profession, but it's really nice to have the opportunity to give a refresher about what the Diploma Centre does and what benefits we can offer members. So it's nice to have the opportunity to do that. So in my presentation today, I'm going to talk to you about the Diploma Centre, our range of postgraduate courses, the benefits that we offer to members, and also a little bit about our public legal education initiatives, such as the MOOC. So we're quite involved in that at the moment. So what is it that the Diploma Centre actually does? Well, our main thing is to offer diplomas and certificate courses, but we also offer 2 LLM programs, and we have a doctorate in law as well, which is becoming increasingly popular. From a public legal education point of view, we run a MOOC every year. I'll explain more about that later. We're also involved in prison law and street law, and our Solicitors of the Future programme for transition year students. We're also delighted to offer alumni events every year, and we also have a CPD bonus conference, which is of great interest to solicitors. So the Diploma Centre had humble beginnings, and it is now 21 years old. So we have a long and proud tradition of providing postgraduate legal education to the profession. We are a different body, a different section to the one that provides the CPD courses and the master classes. So we're running the certificates and diplomas and the longer courses, it should be said. So during our 21 years, we have grown hugely. So this past year, we have student numbers of 1,200, and we had 4,200 students on our MOOC. And we offer 33 courses every year, and we have a total of 725 associate faculty. So it's really quite a big operation with a huge range of courses to offer. What we focus on is that we have courses designed by solicitors for solicitors, but there are courses where non-legal professionals are invited to participate as well. So it's important to mention that. So we are often referred to as the award-winning Diploma Centre, and I can say that that claim is with merit. We have evidence to back it up. So we have won several Irish Law Awards for Best Service Provider to the legal profession in recent years. In 2019, our Diploma in Aviation, Leasing and Finance Law won the Best Postgraduate Law course in Ireland. And just in 2021, we were awarded the Public Sector Magazine Education Support Award for all of our education link-ins with the public sector. So we're really, really proud of those awards, and we've worked hard for them. So when we're designing courses and when we're offering courses, we often partner with other bodies and external bodies. And this is to ensure that we're giving the most expertise and the most augmented material that we can in certain areas. So we've partnered with Northumbria University in the UK, with STEP in our probate courses, and with the Wheel for Charity law. So we have a lot of partners and collaborations, and we're working on more. So watch this space. So to set out the framework of the Diploma Centre and what we offer to members, we offer diploma courses, which typically run over 6 months. We offer certificates that run over 3 months, and our LLMs are 24 months, and our postdoctorate is 3.5 years. Now, what's really important to mention here is that this is not full-time education by any means. We direct our courses for busy professionals who are working full-time. So these are courses that can be done in the evening or on weekends. So that's really important to mention. And we really very much focus on flexible learning options for busy professionals. We know that people, whether they're in small, medium or big firms, are working long hours, and they're trying to fit in learning around their professional and their family lives. So a really key part of this flexible learning is the virtual learning options that we offer, so that our courses are accessible to all. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, all of our courses moved online. Our lectures and workshops were live and interactive, and every single session was recorded, and it was available to view on playback. So a lot of people, a lot of students and solicitors found this incredibly helpful, that if a lecture was taking place live at 7 on a Thursday night, they didn't necessarily have to tune in at 7. The session would be recorded and they could watch it at the weekend and catch up that way. So that is a huge advantage. Another way that students can access our materials and lectures is they can download podcasts of the lectures and listen to them when they're out walking the dog or down at the gym or commuting. And students have reported that they do that. They find it very, very helpful. So there's lots of different ways to access the course. So now that we're moving into this living with COVID-19 phase and we're kind of transitioning back to a more normal society, the intention at the Law Society is that we will continue to have everything online, but we will also invite students back on site as well. A lot of students like the networking, they like to meet colleagues, they like to meet the lecturers and tutors, but there is a cohort of students who are really happy to have the online option as well. So in the Diploma Centre, we think it's really important that students are offered both options, or they can have a hybrid approach and they can come to some workshops, they can watch their lectures online. It's very much what suits the individual student. So the huge advantage to the online learning, of course, is that it doesn't matter where you're based. You can participate in our Diploma Centre courses. So if you're in Donegal, Dublin, Australia, you can do a course with us. So that's really opened up our courses to a wider audience. And I think it's really helpful because students have embraced online learning. We've all had to. The past 18 months, we've had no choice. So the flexible learning is a huge part of what we do, Justin.
Excellent.
So what are the member benefits then? Well, first of all, the very obvious one is that you can upskill. You can gain expertise in a particular area of law. So it might be something that you're interested in, or something that you studied in Blackwell and you want to offer it now in your particular firm, or your partner has asked you to start advising on a particular area. So it's important that you upskill in this area. From a career advancement point of view, if you are studying new areas, it can advance your career, obviously, within your firm. What's also very useful is you can explore a niche area of law and you can dip your toe in the water and see if it's something that you would be interested in. So we sometimes find solicitors who are very much interested in trademark law. So they might do our certificate in trademark law, see if they're interested in it, if it's something they feel they'd like to advise on, and then having done the course, they can see if it's something they want to offer in their practice. Sometimes we have trainees who are interested in doing a particular seat during their traineeship. So they might do, for example, a certificate in aviation, so that they might get picked for the aviation rotation. So there's all different reasons for doing our courses. What's really important to mention is that our courses are designed so that they will fulfill the full CPD requirement. Now that depends on how you access it. Of course, at the moment it's completely e-learning, and that is that's hugely beneficial. But it is possible to obtain your full CPD hours each cycle, and some of our courses might not cover all of the regulatory and management CPD hours. So in order to ensure that as a diploma student you can actually gain those, we offer a CPD bonus day each November. So you're invited to attend this, and it's 6 hours of complementary regulatory and management CPD, very up to the minute information delivered by our expert lecturers. So that's hugely advantageous also from a CPD point of view.
Sure, and I know the viewers are very interested in CPD, so that's a great bonus scheme. So that's available in November. So how would they access that? Is that via the website or?
Yes, so I mean, in the past, pre-COVID, it would have been a huge event on site. This November, I imagine it will be online. But last year's was online. It was hugely successful as well. So once you're a student on a Diploma Centre course, you're notified about this most definitely. So then other member benefits, of course, the course fees. So members pay lower course fees than non-members. So that's really important to mention, that that's an advantage of a members organisation. We also offer a range of discounts on our courses, and some solicitors mightn't be aware of this, but just during COVID, it was obviously quite important when some solicitors were made unemployed. There was a discount of 20%. There's also a loyalty discount of 10% if you've taken a few courses with us previously. And if there are 3 or more solicitors from the same firm, there's a 10% discount for each solicitor. We also offer a 10% discount for trainees. So that's really important to remind people. It's also very useful for returners. So solicitors maybe who haven't been working in law and are looking to return to the fold, that it might assist them if they want to upskill with the Diploma Centre as well. That discount is there for them. I've already mentioned the flexible learning as a member benefit. So the various methods of delivery we're offering definitely are advantageous no matter where you are based. So other member benefits then, we offer alumni events each year. So for example, if you had previously studied a diploma in employment law with us, we might have an alumni event for the graduates of the Diploma in Employment Law programme, so that you'd be invited to the Law Society for an evening for an employment law update from experts. There'd be a panel session, you'd get to ask questions and you get to network with colleagues. So that's a really nice benefit, I think, and it's nice to bring particular areas of law together at the Law Society to interact. Something that we introduced actually just last year on foot of COVID was a bonus module on professional well-being in connection with the professional well-being executive Julie Breen and the committee here at the Law Society. And it highlights the supports that are available for solicitors, and there's also a number of talks and supports on there, mainly relating to how to deal with working from home, studying from home during COVID, but we'll be updating those for the year ahead. So there's so many benefits for studying with the Diploma Centre. So we have recently launched our prospectus for our autumn 2021 courses, and I have listed a selection of them here, some of the more popular ones. This is an image of our Diploma Centre prospectus that issued with the September Gazette. So everyone will have received a copy of that. And we find that people report it's really useful to leaf through the prospectus to see what courses are available. So it sets out our autumn 21 courses, but it also lists the courses that are coming up in spring 2021. So there's a link here in the slides as well to the prospectus. So just a quick word about our LLMs and our doctorate in law. We have been offering an LLM in advanced legal practice and in employment law the past few years, and they've been hugely successful. They run over the course of 2 years, and they're not taught. They're not taught LLMs, and we hope to offer them again in spring or autumn 2022. Then for the doctorate in law, this is really, it's for the more seasoned practitioner, and it's it's aimed at qualified solicitors who are in full-time employment, and it's very much research based on a particular element, a particular area of law that they're interested in. So it's over three and a half years. So it's a big undertaking, and but it's proven to be very popular actually with the more seasoned practitioner. And we offer these programs with Northumbria University in Newcastle. So I think it's a fantastic service to offer these courses. Justin, I'm often asked what the most popular courses are. That's a very obvious question. And the ones that we find are perennially, popular, and we're always receiving queries about them, are ones that kind of are the bread and butter of solicitors' offices, really. So commercial contracts, conveyancing, litigation, employment law. But data protection has been hugely popular since the GDPR in 2018. And it's so pervasive that everyone needs to know about data protection. Another one that's incredibly popular and is very niche, but very popular, is the Diploma and Certificate in Aviation Leasing and Finance Law. So a niche area, but a very lucrative one, even after COVID-19. So we're very conscious each year that we have to keep up to date with trends, and we have to offer members courses that appeal to them. So we're very anxious to offer new courses every year, new fields of study. So this year we offer the Certificate in Enforcement for Public Bodies, which was very, very popular indeed. Last year we offered a certificate in Corporate Social Responsibility, a diploma in insolvency, and also a diploma in compliance and risk management. So all proved to be very, very successful, and we hope to run them again in future years.
Are any of these courses particularly focused on small practitioners at all, that you see an uptake that they're very interested in? Or
yeah, well, I find that the STEP program, so the probate course that we run in conjunction with STEP, is very popular with small practices, as is the conveyancing and litigation. They would be the most popular for the small practices, most definitely. Also employment. Employment is very popular, and to a certain extent family law. So for the general practitioner, those courses tend to be the ones that we see the greatest uptake on. Especially there's so many legislative updates, so many changes that solicitors are very anxious to keep on top of things, and it's very useful to do the lectures, but to also get the notes, so that you have them in the office when a problem arises, and you're confident that those notes are up to date. You don't have to go rummaging. You've already studied them, so that's a great benefit. So then
I note that there's a question there. Sorry to interrupt. From
sure, yeah.
Michelle. Are there plans for to assist in managing remote working or cybersecurity? Or do you have plans to develop courses in these areas, or is that a tricky one?
We don't, because I don't think there'd be sufficient material for a certificate or a diploma. A certificate would generally be about 30 hours, and a diploma would be 40 to 45, maybe 50. But I suppose from a tech point of view, we do have our diploma in technology law, which would address aspects of that. And an area that I think is becoming more and more important in law is law tech. And the move to the virtual office. So that's something that we're definitely keeping an eye on. I think there's a demand for that, most definitely, yeah.
So if anyone would like to ask a question, we'll take it on the chat. So
yeah. Great, thanks, Justin. So then something that maybe practitioners mightn't be aware of is our public legal education initiatives. So we have a few initiatives, and one of them is Solicitors of the Future. It's a transition year program, and we run it every February during midterm break, which doesn't doesn't go down well with the students sometimes, but they're brought to the Law Society, and they're kind of, you know, they're introduced to concepts of law, the Constitution, the difference between solicitors and barristers. We bring them to a court case and bring them to a law firm for a tour, and it's a really good way of introducing transition year students to the law and to see if it's something they'd like to pursue. And if they don't, that's okay too. At least they know what we do and the importance of the rule of law and solicitors in society. Really, really popular program. We ran it online in 2020, and you know, we had to obviously we had to remodel the course a bit, but it was still very, very successful. Street law and prison law is a program that's run here in the education department in the Law Society. It's about bringing you know, legal education into schools and into prisons. It's a very, very valuable project, and a lot of work is done around that, particularly with my colleague John Lunny. And then in the Diploma Centre itself, we offer a certificate in public legal education. This is a free certificate, and it assists solicitors to introduce public legal education in their community. So it's very rewarding, and we're finding that more and more solicitors are getting in touch about that particular certificate. And then, of course, we have our massive open online courses. So the short version of that is a MOOC. So what is a MOOC? Well, it's a course that is open to everyone. It's online and it's completely free. And we have been offering MOOCs since 2014 in the Diploma Centre, and we've covered all manner of law areas, from sports law to data protection to employment law. So it's offered every May by the Diploma Centre. It's entirely free, and it qualifies for CPD hours. Really interesting way to get an update on maybe a different area of law, something you're interested in. So it's very, very beneficial. In 2021, our MOOC topic was environmental law and climate change, which was very, very current, very well attended. Our keynote speaker was Dr. Mary Robinson, former President of Ireland, and she's the adjunct professor at Trinity in climate justice. And she was an amazing speaker, but we had a huge range of experts, from environmental law to, you know, climate activists. It was very, very well attended. We had over 4,200 participants from 50 countries worldwide. So so our MOOCs are very popular, and they show, you know, how advanced we are in free legal education, and also in virtual learning as well. So watch out for the MOOC that will be happening next May. The topic is still under wraps, but hopefully it'll be announced soon. So the Diploma Centre, how can you keep in touch with us? How can you keep up to date with all of our courses? I know our prospectus, as I mentioned, goes out every September, but there are other ways to keep in touch with us. We have an active LinkedIn group. We're on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We're not on TikTok yet. I'm not even sure what TikTok is, to be honest with you. So we might avoid that. There's a Diploma's newsletter that issues maybe 4 or 5 times a year. So if you'd like to subscribe for updates to the Diploma's newsletter, then you'll get into your inbox every few months, you know, new courses that are coming up. People find that very useful. We do have a dedicated Diploma's webpage where you can see any of our courses that are on offer now. And then the Diploma team inbox. If you want to send us an email, if you've any queries at all, we'd be delighted to get in touch with you. One important thing to mention to everyone is we have a course portfolio of over 85 courses. So this is our back catalogue, and we're adding new courses all the time. Now, obviously, we can't advertise all of those courses on the web. That wouldn't be feasible. So if there's a course that you are interested in taking, then, you know, you're very welcome to get in touch with us and ask, when will this course be running again? And we'll have an answer for you. So I would invite you to do that if there's anything that you would like to you know, receive training in. So that's the presentation, Justin, and thanks everyone for your attention, and I'd be delighted to take any questions.
Sure, great. So if anyone wants to ask us a question there on the chat, we'll take it. So I have one or two just quick questions. So how do I get more information? Where's the best place to go? So
yeah, so the best place is the Diploma Centre webpage, which was just on the last screen there. If you click in there, that has a list of all of our courses that are open for booking now, and it also has a link to the prospectus, the LLMs, the doctorate. So that's the go-to place.
brilliant. And we will be sending a copy of the presentation out with the recording on Friday. I suppose another practical question is, if a course has started already, can I join late?
Yes, that's absolutely possible. And what makes that possible is the fact that all of the sessions are recorded. So if you do join the course a few weeks late, you can log in and you can catch up on any of the materials you've missed and any of the sessions. Obviously, it's not advisable to join a course too late, because you'll have assignments and exams and that. But no, it is entirely possible, yeah.
And then just around the cost of the courses, are they all the same price or are they different prices?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually didn't mention cost at all in my presentation. It's quite important. So diplomas tend to be €2,600 for solicitors, and then for non-legal professionals, a diploma is 2,900. And then for our certificate courses, they're 1,650 for solicitors, and then 1,750 for non-legal professionals. Yeah.
And is that all paid in one lump sum, or do I get to pay it out over the year, or?
Yeah, it tends to be in advance of the course commencing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose then, in summary, there's a range of different supports or offerings in the Diploma Centre, from a doctorate to a diploma to a, and help me out here, what are the other offerings to free CPD in November? So I suppose if you just want to summarize the different.
Sure, yeah. So in terms of our courses, there's the doctorate, the two master's programs, the two LLMs, there's certificates, there's diplomas. The certificates and diplomas are designed to give solicitors their full CPD. The CPD bonus day in November offers the 6 free hours in regulatory and management CPD. Yeah, so they're the main offerings, and we have our professional wellness bonus module as well for everybody.
So I suppose just in conclusion, do you have any final tip for somebody who's sort of I'm thinking about doing that, or have been putting it on the long finger? What's a good way of taking on an additional piece of learning? What would you suggest?
Well, I think if anyone's on the fence and they're not sure if they want to proceed with the course, the best thing is to get in touch with us and to find out about the time commitment, see if it's an exam or an assignment. I know people are, if they haven't studied in a while, they're a bit concerned about what supports are in place. We have a fantastic library. And a team of librarians that help us as well, and they're a great resource. So get in touch, and we're happy to discuss it, at any stage. Another thing to mention, Justin, a question that we're asked quite a bit is, can non-solicitors join courses? And the answer is absolutely, they can. We have a lot of trainees and we have a lot of barristers on our courses, obviously, and a lot of judges, I'm happy to say. But we do have non-legal professionals that join our courses, and they're very welcome. So, for example, we'd have a lot of HR professionals on the diploma in employment law. We'd have people who want to train as company secretaries on the certificate in company secretarial law, just to give you an example. So if non-lawyers want to apply, they have to submit a CV and an application form, and they have to be formally approved for courses. One final thing I'll say is that we're always anxious to keep up to date and to offer new courses. So if anyone is interested in a particular area that we're not offering, they're more than welcome to email, to contact us and inquire about that. We have a survey every year for our members, which is called the Have Your Say survey. It's a bit of a mouthful, but we ask the diplomas, people who've worked, who've done a course with diplomas previously, are there any courses that they would like to see on offer? And that's how we get how we get a lot of ideas. So the way to figure out what new courses to offer is to ask people, to ask the members, what do they want training in? That's really, really important to us. And another way we come up with new courses is if there's any major legislative changes or any major case law change. So a good example, as I mentioned before, was the GDPR in 2018 with data protection. Obviously, we saw with that coming down the tracks, there'd be a requirement for data protection training.
Listen, Claire, that's brilliant. And I think if anybody wants any additional information, the prospectus is available for download on the website, and it's full of really great testimonials, etc. So listen, Claire, thanks a million for joining us today. Next week, we're joined by Julie Breen and Odin from Social Anxiety around some of the difficulties in returning to work that people may have, or anxieties that they may have. So we'll hope you'll join us for that. Claire, thanks once again for a really comprehensive presentation today on all of the benefits of the diploma. And we'll be encouraging everyone to take on some extra piece of lifelong learning or additional learning. So go and check out the prospectus. So thanks very much, everybody, for joining us today. We'll speak to you next week. Slán agus gur mágad.